What up? Sunday morning. Some of us are very antsy to get to the park. And the topic is, what does a growth mindset mean to me? And I'm actually wearing my Malcolm X t-shirt today. I moved to New York. I moved to Harlem at the beginning of this year, and was very inspired by being in the community. I picked up the autobiography of Malcolm X, and I sat and read all 466 pages in January and February before I was locked down with little to do. And I bring that up because I there's a few quotes in that book, and just knowing the story of his life, he's one of my heroes, is that he was always changing. You know better, you do better. And he really embraced that the more he learned, he changed the way he lived. The more he, saw more of the world, was exposed to and open to different ideas of thinking, he embraced that. There's one part in the end of the book where he says, he's been he's perceived as very radical in the media. After he takes a trip to the Middle East, he comes back and he kind of changes his tone, changes his talking points, and he was addressed, called out on it, saying, but you preach this and you talk about this. And he answers by saying, I told you I've changed my mind, and that's it. And he embodies that fully moving forward, and lives every moment to the fullest, and tries to have maximum impact. I think he's incredible, like that ability to change. So that's very much how I feel about a growth mindset or growth mentality, is embracing that things are always changing, and you're always going to be learning, and you're constantly going to be leveling up. So in your most ideal self, your highest self, you on your best day is still growing and is still changing and is still open to transformation. You're constantly working on yourself. You're constantly learning. The world is so big. So that's how I feel as a growth mindset, is that you don't need to wait to get to where you're going. Where you're going is always evolving. So if you're evolving today and you're changing today and you're learning today, then you're already at that version of your higher self. That quality, that trait that's so special is something that you embody all the time. So this feeling of like putting ourselves down because we're not where we want to be, or thinking that the next step is always ahead of us, or the grass is always greener, or all of these things, they're things we tell ourselves to feel bad. But really, like, your highest and best self is always growing and always changing and always evolving. So if you embrace that you're learning and changing today, then you are your highest self already.